Serba Dinamik Holdings Berhad announced its financial results for the fourth quarter ended 31st December 2016 at 731.77 million ringgit. This sees an increase of 43.1% as compared to 511.51 million ringgit recorded preceding quarter ended 30th September 2016.
The improvement in revenue was mainly driven by the group's operations and maintenance segment with a contribution of 86.5%, followed by its engineering, procurement, construction and commissioning segment that contributed 13.5% to the group's total revenue. Consequently, the group recorded a significant increase in profit before tax or PBT at 100.3.92 million ringgit and profit after tax PAT at 96.70 million ringgit. Both PBT and PAT recorded growth rates of 114.8% and 116.5% respectively as compared to 48.38 million ringgit and 44.66 million ringgit correspondingly documented for the third quarter of last year. Serba Dinamik Holdings Group's performance has been mainly driven by Serba Dinamik Group Berhad, whereby they registered a total revenue of 2.16 billion ringgit for financial year ended 2016, an increase by 53.6% as compared to 1.40 billion ringgit posted for financial year ended 2015. Subsequently, SD Group closed FY 2016 with an increased PAT by 61.32% at 252.57 million ringgit as compared to 156.56 million ringgit recorded the preceding financial year. SD Group revenue was mainly derived from foreign operations, whereby Middle East operations contributed to 51.5% of total revenue for the period under review. Local operations remained the largest contributing country, which saw a contribution of 35.4% to revenue generated from local contracts. Serba Dinamik Holdings recently, through its wholly owned subsidiary, Serba Dinamik Sdn Berhad or SDSB, entered into a share purchase agreement or SPA for the acquisition of 40% of the total issued share capital of Consortium Amani Joint Venture or KAJV. Additionally, SDSB entered into a sales of shares agreement for the acquisition of 100% equity interest in Supreme Vita Industries Sdn Berhad, which is expected to be completed by the third quarter of this year. Through this acquisition, the group was granted an EPCC contract worth 289.7 million ringgit, as well as a 40% share of KAGV's profits generated from a 1.3 billion ringgit value contract awarded to KAGV by the state government of Terengganu on April 28th of last year. Group Managing Director of Serba Dinamik Holdings, Dato' Abdul Karim Abdullah, says they are optimistic that SD Group can further strengthen its business viability and profitability, given that their recent acquisitions will generate recurring income stream for the sustainability of the group.